Students, we are doing chapter controlling, which is the last chapter of part number first. Up till now in this chapter, we have completed with the meaning, steps and two of the techniques. Today we are going to complete with the significance of controlling. First one helps in achieving organizational objective. Now whenever a superior keeps an eye upon a subordinate and when the top level keeps an eye upon the middle level and lower level, at that time he wants those levels or that subordinate to complete their task on time, which will result in that of the achievement of organizational goal. Next one helps in judging accuracy of standards. How much accurate the standards are being set, that can only be judged with the help of effective controlling performance. Okay. Now what happens is that in case if what is happening, if I made a target for anyone that he or she will going to score 60% marks, and if that person is actually getting with the help of controlling says 55% marks, this shows that I have made a comparative approximate standards for the organization, and that is why controlling helps in judging the accuracy of the standards. Next one is your effective use of resources. In our organization, there are two kinds of resources, that is human resources and physical resources. Both can be effectively utilized if they have been continuously monitored and kept an eye upon. Okay. Next one, it acts as a means of motivation. For those employees who are dedicated, who are working hard, it acts as a motivation, or we can say controlling act as a motivation. Some of the students you have seen in the class, they are fond of giving tests. They are fond of that thing कि madam will going to check the test and give us the marks. Such type of controlling is liked by some of the students while hated by some of the students. यार मैम टेस्ट क्यों ले रही है? So the ones who are just dedicated to perform, controlling act as a motivational force for them. Ensures order and discipline. Now with the help of proper controlling, order and discipline can be ensured. How? Because when you have seen that William sir is taking a round of the whole school, what they actually want is an order and discipline in that of the school campus. Next one, facilitates coordination in the action. Okay, now controlling also helps in effective coordination. How? Suppose a teacher enters into a class and he is having a good controlling skills. At that time, the efforts of each and every students can be well coordinated. But in comparison to that teacher who is unable to control the class, at that time what will going to happen? The coordination of that particular class will be quite poor. So controlling helps in effective coordination also. Next one is your limitations of controlling. Now standards can be set in quantitative terms also and qualitative terms also, but we have learned that it is always preferable to have quantitative standards to perform the controlling in an effective manner. Now sometimes it becomes very difficult for us to set the standards in the quantitative term. At that time controlling also becomes difficult. Next one, no control on the external factors. Now controlling just fails or sometimes becomes difficult to just control the external factors. Now for a student, it is possible for parents and teachers in the school and at the home to control them, that what they are actually doing outside, it is possible to uncontrol them or it is possible to control them. That is why we cannot control the external factors which are going on in the organization. Internally we can have a good controlling, but what changes which are taking place in the environment, like political changes, social changes, we can't control them. That is why no control on the external factors. Resistance from employees. Now sometimes resistance is also being faced from the employees, because controlling is hated by each and every employee in the organization, because nobody wants that every time one must keep an eye upon them, because it curbs their freedom. So often it is being resisted by the employees while it is being acting as a motivational force for the another employees. Next one, it is a costly affair in the terms of time and efforts. Why? Because various superintendents and inspectors are required to be appointed for keeping an eye upon the performance of the organization, and at that time keeping an eye upon each and everything requires a time also. That is why it is a costly affair in the times of time, money and efforts. So here we have completed with our controlling chapter also. Children, please do your practice questions also in your notes copy, and by tomorrow we're going to start with our new book, that is part second, marketing and financial management. Till then, bye bye, have a nice day.